Hi, this is Simon Bere. Welcome again. In this series of videos, I'm just sharing with you my experiences running ultra marathons, especially the Comrades Marathon and the Two Oceans Marathons. The Two Oceans Marathon is 56 kilometers and the Comrades Marathon is 88 kilometers and sometimes 90 kilometers, like the one that we ran in 2019 was 90 kilometers. So it was from Pieter Maritzburg to Durban. And all this took place and happened because of my friend who offered to help me and who sponsored me to go to those two Oceans Marathons. So what I said in the first section is that what I learned first of all is that the dreams always come true if, over time. So you must not be afraid to dream, but you don't have to worry about how that dream will come true. Like what happened for me running the Comrades Marathon especially. I used to watch this Comrades Marathon a long time ago on television and just wishing that maybe one day I would be able to run at least one Comrades Marathon, but I did not have a clue until that friend of mine came and said, over a WhatsApp discussion, is just said, you want to go for the Two Oceans Marathon? And then when I said, yeah, after some time, when I said yes, he said, I can, even if you want to go for the Comrades, I can also help you go there. So that point that I wanted to say was, first of all, dreams will come true. Don't be afraid of having your big dreams. Even if the dreams seem impossible, somehow the dreams can come true. You don't have to know exactly when you have that dream, how that dream is going to happen. The second lesson that I learned from running the Comrades Marathon, the ultra marathons, is that there's always someone who is better than you in anything. So because sometimes when we are doing things, we think that we are the best. But the Comrades Marathon and the Two Oceans Marathon, they humbled me because, when you're running that particular marathon, there's always someone who is better than you. Because when you're running, there are about 20,000 people, like for the Comrades Marathon. You are among the 20,000. In front of you, there are some people who are better than you. And behind you, there are some people who are worse than you. So the lesson that I learned is that there's always someone who is better than you. And also, interestingly, the winner of the Comrades Marathon this year is different from the winner of the Comrades Marathon last year. And while this year people were thinking that the person who won the Comrades Marathon last year was also going to win this particular marathon, it didn't happen that way. Why? Because there's always someone who is better than you. So that is another lesson that I learned running the 56 Two Oceans Marathon and also the Comrades Marathon, which is 88 to 90 kilometers, depending on the actual distance that the organizers set apart. The third lesson that I learned, this one I learned from someone I was staying with when I went to the 2019 Comrades version. I was staying in a lodge with a certain South African guy, very nice guy. I met so many nice guys where I was staying. We were also running the Comrades Marathon. And so I said to him, because he has run about 10 marathons so far, 10 Comrades so far in his life. So I was asking, like, what is the greatest lesson that you have learned running the Comrades Marathon? He said to me, never to overestimate your capabilities. So I really find it very, very interesting because in many cases, we have a tendency of overestimating our capabilities. But when we overestimate our capabilities, sometimes we run into problems because we think we can do something and then we won't be able to achieve what we achieve. So he said, never estimate your capabilities. You must know your capabilities. I think in terms of the motivational side of things, running the Comrades Marathon and also running the 56 Ultra Marathon has taught me one thing, that it's more important to have a correct assessment of your potential before you start talking about achieving any goal. You have to know your potential in any particular area, and then you have to think about what is the best thing that you can do to maximize on your potential. So the key here is to never estimate your capabilities. Sometimes even in business or in personal life, we run into problems and failing to achieve our goals because we overestimate what we can do. And instead of looking for help from other people who are better than us in what we want to achieve, we tend to overestimate our potential and think that we are the best when there are others who are actually better, who can do that things better. So the next one is, next lesson, the fourth one is, you can never know exactly what you are capable of until you try it out in real life. In many cases, we have a challenge that sometimes we are so scared of trying to do things, and we tell ourselves that we can't do certain things, but without any evidence, without ever having tried to actually verify that we can do it. So the moment that we do that, we also run into problems. So the idea is, you can never know exactly what you are capable of doing until you get into the field and do it. I was never capable. I never knew if I was going to run a 56-kilometer marathon successfully. I never knew if I was going to run a 90-kilometer marathon successfully until I got onto the track and I started running. So only after running was I able to know whether or not I was able to achieve that goal. So now I can confidently say that I'm capable of running a 56-kilometer marathon. I'm capable of running a 90-kilometer ultra marathon because I was there, I tried it in person. So never be afraid of trying things out in real life. So before you actually throw yourself and tell yourself that you can't do something. I'm saying you can never know for sure what you are capable of doing until you go out and try it in real life situations. Don't try to tell yourself that you can't do something without ever having tried in real life to see whether or not it's capable. I thank you very much. Join me in the next segment.